Wow. Okay, so yeah. All that stealthing, all that time. And just needed to jump down and start smacking the thing with arrows. Noted. Still, I enjoyed the discussion about the platypus. And the death machines. So, you know, it served a purpose.
No space.
Remember the first rule of brute force? I'm not sure I know what the first rule of brute force is. I now have the title of Deathbringer, that's the rule. Oh, is it a sort of like, if I kill it, I keep it sort kind of thing? Oh, if brute force isn't solving your problem, you're simply not applying enough. Rightio. Stealth Weave is okay. Deathbringer Heart, wow, okay. That's definitely not something I've got in my collection. Can I get up there? Or is that now gone to me? Is that ever available to me? Or did that break it when it got deployed? It might have, actually. I really want to be up there. I didn't check if that was something that I could climb before. Ah, bet I've missed out on something amazing now. As a result of my... Oh wait, there's an invisible wall. Maybe not. Yeah, it feels like maybe that's an invisible wall. Okay. Hey Rika, how you doing, buddy? Thank you very much for dropping by, mate. Aavak, your dark Aavak is showing. You're collecting the hearts of your enemies. I mean, like, yes. True. Ugrak, good night, sir. Glad to see you back. Hope you are doing well. Thank you. I am doing well. Thank you very much for asking. Alright, okay. Well, it looks like the only way for me to go is down here, then. Was I able to grab that? I think it was just a health.
Got too much already.
That's fine. Anything else down here? Okay, we go that way. C9. Can't get through there. Okay, got more story stuff. A reward for a fight well fought. Biosphere degradation. Biosphere degradation, August 2065 confidential. Chief findings. Despite increased tactical proficiency of elite and civilian guard units and many hard-won engagements in the Central European, Antarctic, and Pacific Reach theaters, the Pharaoh Plague's rate of advance has not slowed, nor has its biomass consumption rate. Damage to the biosphere has already exceeded 2038 levels by every measure and grows worse by the day. Extinction timeline projections remain unchanged, with OAC prediction for mid-November 2065. Annihilation of exposed human populations in February 2066. Extinction of macrobiotic land organisms by the end of March 2066, and extinction of marine life by early 2068. Continued secrecy regarding Project Zero Dawn. The utter silence regarding its mechanism of action and completion date make it impossible to predict Zero Dawn's impact or lack of impact on the extinction timeline. Atmospheric collapse. Atmospheric oxygen depletion and toxic emissions remain the greatest environmental threat to Operation Enduring Victory, as well as the wider civilian population and animal life. Operational atmospheric collapse, OAC, is currently predicted for mid-November 2065, after which military personnel will require rebreathing apparatuses to operate in the open, and civilians will only be able to survive inside sealed structures. The requirements for air scrubbing and recycling in facilities is addressed in Addendum A, linked to this report. Potable water shortages. Major water treatment facilities are already struggling to process water sources compromised by rainfall, heavily contaminated by toxins emitted by the consumption of the Eastern Hemisphere, following the necessary shutdown of all nano-scrubbing functionality. Wastewater recycling is already beyond capacity. Military response escalation. Addenda linked to this document cover the short-term effects of scorched earth engagements in defense of the western seaboard and the ongoing effects of the Oceanic Economic Zone's use of nuclear weapons to delay the enemy's initial advance across the Pacific Theater. Just delay. Alright. Anything else in here? No, it doesn't seem so. That door's frozen shut. Another hollow room. Ooh, this one looks more important. This one looks more... The other one looked more like a kind of bureaucratic council chamber. There are far fewer seats here, so this is probably... Well, it's still probably a level of bureaucracy, but... Whereas the other one was...
have to leave something else behind.
Possibly more for... you know, minor officials, officers. This was probably like chiefs. What have we got? We've got nothing up there interesting yet. Oh, actually, no. Got some scenes of things. One looks like some sort of torso. Fighting stance. A circuit board, perhaps? Building cities. Deathbringer in there in some places. Okay. There's something over here to scan, though. So your QCOM EVZ XX1X011X.
Dr. Sobek.
Okay.
As projected, the Wichita salient has collapsed. 5 Horus-class Titans have broken through. We predict contact in 34 hours.
Everything is in position, General. It took a few shortcuts to pull everything together, but Zero Dawn is functionally complete. Good to go.
That enduring victory served its purpose after all.
Yes, if we'd had even one day less.
I've sent you an encoded file, Doctor. Please do me the favor of archiving it.
I'll see what I can do. What is it?
A brief statement. An allocution of crimes, I guess you'd call it.
To what are you admitting guilt?
Over the past 16 months, Doctor, I have presided over the greatest wholesale slaughter of military personnel and civilians in the history of history. Genghis Khan, Hitler, Stalin, Sorabella, add them all together. They don't even come close.
You didn't do the killing, General.
No, not directly. But I didn't wind up the highest-ranked military commander in the United States by resisting the automation of the armed forces. Even before the swarm, Doctor, I was helping death along. So, instead of letting what I've done sink into the murk, forgotten, I set a file with all the details. Let posterity judge my actions with clear vision.
I'll do as you ask, General. But you should consider that were it not for your actions, our actions, there wouldn't be any posterity to judge us.
Perhaps. Dr. Sobek.
At ease, General. And goodbye.
Hell of a thing.
Oof. Okay, so from there I get the impression that, yeah. Alright, so Enduring Victory, Operation Enduring Victory, which we saw on the wall, and it was what the Marines were talking about. That seems perhaps just... Well, from the stuff we've seen, is this ice or water? I think it might be ice. It's perhaps something that they... Well, just the name that they had, because obviously they needed time to build whatever kind of super weapon Zero Dawn was. But realistically, any war fought without it was a losing war. It was just a war of attrition that we were ultimately going to lose. And they needed to throw bodies at this problem to delay it long enough to complete Zero Dawn. And I guess that's what the general's admitting to there, that maybe they weren't on it. Well, yeah, it makes sense. Nothing they've said so far implies that any of the troops thought that it was a hopeless fight. Or would they fight a hopeless one instead of spending their time with their families instead? So that's what he's saying, that he basically lied to them and had them fight a war that he knew they could never possibly win, and they were just going to die to buy time. But they finished Zero Dawn, so it was for the greater good, as much as whatever kind of consolation that could be. Okay, interesting. All right. Yeah, fighting the long defeat. It's a very, very good way of putting it, Shakal. All right, let's see what this is then.
Thank you, Dr. Sobek. You can take a seat.
General.
What? You're going to sack her after what she just said?
Dr. Sobek has made the situation very clear, General, and given us an option. We should all be thanking her.
Oh, it's just... I mean, my God.
Maybe take this discussion offline.
There's not going to be any discussion. You saw the numbers. Now, Pharaoh, he'll foot the bill, but his money can't buy the time necessary to complete Zero Dawn. That can only be paid for in blood.
Oh, come on.
There we go.
If we upgrade our fleet, crack the code somehow...
Were you not listening? Robots can't do the fighting for you this time. When it comes to hacking, this rogue swarm is an apex predator. Anything automated you throw at it, they will hijack and take over.
But this... we'd be throwing civilians into a meat grinder.
Commanders, the enemy we're facing self-replicates faster than we can kill it. And it eats biomass as fuel. Zero Dawn is all we've got.
So we put a railgun in the hand of every civilian strong enough to carry one, show them where the trigger is, and point them to the front? How the hell do we sell that?
By giving them something to fight for.
Ah, here it comes.
Zero Dawn. The top secret super weapons program that will save us. So long as humanity holds off the swarm long enough for Dr. Sobek and her team to finish it. The file I'm sending contains the war plan for Operation Enduring Victory.
War plan? This is a war crime.
It may be ugly, but it's something. Consider the alternative. Dr. Sobek, I've secured use of a decommissioned orbital launch base outside Bryce, Utah as the Zero Dawn staging area. Plenty of space there. When can you get started?
I've already mailed you a list of alpha and beta candidates. Most are foreign nationals or subjects of corporate holdings, so extracting them...
Leave that to me. You'll get your dream team. Count on it.
Then I'll be off. Orbital launch base. What is that? What did these people do? What did Elizabeth do?
Yeah, that all seems to fall together more or less as I suspected there. Enduring Victory was just to buy time. It was a hope. They sold a dream that they knew wouldn't come true. I mean, perhaps deep down they kind of hoped it would. But it seems that for every time Elizabeth has spoken about the numbers, this is hopeless. It is beyond hopeless. If we do nothing, we'll simply be destroyed. So whatever Zero Dawn was, it was going to cost most, like again, it's the whole the cure is as bad as the disease sort of thing. But at least there would be enough humans left that the species would endure. So again, Enduring Victory, I guess, was an Enduring Victory, but just, playing the super long game there. Shakal. Also, I love once you realize a lot of the names in this game. Rost, Rust, Aloy, Aloy, yeah. I mean, a lot of things seem based on what they understand of the old world, which is why I was so surprised with things like Hades. I mean, again, Kopesh, Horus, and Scarab, these aren't names that the people in this time knew. Those were old names that Aloy has simply discovered. But Hades is a name that they're using actively. And that seems very out of sorts. Because that is definitely an old name as well. Oh, okay. Cinematic.
Glad to be rid of that place. Now I just need to find the orbital launch base they talked about.
I've checked my data and located the base. That's the good news.
And the bad?
It's directly underneath the Citadel. The palace at Sunfall.
Oh, okay. That's not good.
The capital of the Shadow Carja. Not exactly convenient.
The palace is crawling with Eclipse agents. Many in positions of authority, all of them wearing focuses. The moment they see you, Hades will too. He'll issue another kill order, and this time, the entire Shadow Carja military will be after you.
So, disable their focuses. You've done it before.
It's not that simple. Too many focuses in one place, each of them communicating with each other and back to Hades, a whole network of them.
Network? What's that?
Imagine a vast, invisible web stretched across the land from end to end, connecting focuses together, allowing them to communicate over vast distances instantaneously.
All right, so is there some way to cut the web down?
Crash the network. Audacious. Yes, there is a way. A weak point in the network.
Point the way.
I'll send the location data to your focus. Head there, and I'll be in touch when you're close with more directions.
Okay.
What
Sounds
was
like we've got a plan.
Zero Dawn? What sort of super weapon did Elizabeth make? She stopped the machines, but not before the world she knew, her civilization, ended. Let's hope it won't come to that again.
Indeed. Well, look at those limbs, though. They are everywhere. It really just tore this place apart, trying to get inside. And it makes sense if this was US Robot Command, cut the head off the snake sort of thing. Again, that's the problem with having all of the brain thinky bits in the head. You know which part you need to cut off. Right, let's have a look. Skills. I've got one skill point. Do I want to start down any particular tree? Mount repair, machine repair. I don't think I do. Not down there. I guess we're going down this route. But how on earth do I get down is the next question.
Now, how am I going to get down from here?
That is very...
Oh, this should be quite the ride.
Really? Is there a zip line that I can use? No. That would be amazing, by the way. If there was, I would 100% be okay with that. I guess I just go down? Carefully? Super carefully? Super carefully. I'm not seeing any yellow. I'm not seeing any white paint at the moment. Oh, wait, no. No, I don't think that's white paint. There is a zip line. Is there? Where? I'm not seeing it. Oh, is that the zip line? Ah, damn it. Can I get back up there? Is it possible to get back up? I can see it now. Is it possible that I could exit out and come back in and be at that place? Right at the door? Ah, because if that's like a one-of-the-kind trip, then that might be worth it. I can't see any obvious way to get up there. Unless I can climb up on that side. I'll give that a try. No. I'm probably going to die. Okay, let me... I mean, there is the really drastic. Oh my god, no! Really, am I trapped now? Okay, so the drastic option I was gonna use. Drastic it is. I can't do anything. Well, let's hope that it lets me back in. Let's see if there's a checkpoint load game. Can I fall the Field of the Fallen? This one is maybe it. Let's see. Turn the electric off and on again. Let's see. We will see if this works. I'm not going to turn the electric on. There we are. Okay, so... But the thing is, I tried to jump and that didn't see... Oh, I tried to jump down there.
Now,
There we go.
how am I going to get down from here?
All right, then.
Huh. This should be quite the ride.
Thank you very much, chat. This is definitely worth the reload for. This is amazing. Woo! Oh, okay. Okay, well done.
I'd do that again if it weren't so much work to get back up there.
How much work would it be to get back up there, though? I need to know, because that was amazing. That was genuinely awesome. Okay, right, well, so where's Silence taking me? Ooh, Silence is, in fact, taking me somewhere that I was going to go anyway. So, I guess, yeah. Yeah, I guess, yeah. You've got things to do, everyone. Got a bit of main work taken care of. To curse the darkness. Okay. Well, map-wise, how about we start clearing out this place? Like I said, there's a lot of stuff I want to do. You're annoying me because I haven't got you yet. We're first going to jump over here, grab that, then we're going to hop over here and start working our way up, taking out everything we can on the way. And then we'll continue down to Silence area. Maybe grab these as well. And at that point, I think we'll actually have more or less all of the collectibles. Miss Minnie, please. Aavak, I suggest you do the DLC. Okay. Okay, thank you very much for the subtle bit of advice there. I suppose we'll do... Well, we'll still clear out some of the map first. But the DLC, I guess, is at this point where we're going to start veering off the main story a little bit. That seems good. Seems quite good, in fact. But Alphanet, the DLC is going to probably add to the story, though. I mean, that's one of the main reasons that I've been avoiding it, is everyone was telling me that if I went through the DLC too early, story elements would kind of be sequence broke. That being said, someone else did mention that the DLC does handle it if I go there very early. And Aloy has some specific dialogues related to the fact that... I mean, I guess it depends on what it would be, but that her dialogue changes based on how far you are in the main story. Apparently the land is far too green for southern Utah. You have some forests up north and along the eastern edge of the state where the Rocky Mountains come through. But anywhere very much south or west of Salt Lake is pretty much scrubland. Yeah, but we're talking hundreds of years. Without humans there, who could say how the biosphere would have changed? Okay. Let's have a look then. Alright, so we've got a couple of campfires I want to grab, and we've definitely got a metal flower that I want to go for. So let's go for this metal flower then. Where are you on there? There we are. Ah, it's been a while since we've been somewhere with Whistlebush. Hello. Whistlebush just down here. Let me get into that. There we go. See, the thing is, if I set this thing on fire now, it's just going to explode. Right on top of me. Ah, a couple of them together, though. I kind of don't want to be attacked. I am not here. 100% invisible. I did nothing. Not even once. Ah! I can silent strike it. I can override it, of course. I forgot I could override these. Ah. Happy days this is. Excuse me, while you just go ahead and have your permanent robot wars against your friends. I apologize for slightly damaging you first. That probably didn't help. Ammo. Ammo. Get a good sight on it. I have set my friend on fire. A little bit. Not as much as I set him on fire, though, so that's fine. He lived. I'm not there. Thank you. Robot wars complete. Search it. I want to go and see this metal flower if I can. Where is it? Is it actually down here? Where would it be? There we are. Oh, possibly up there, maybe? If I was going to put a metal flower somewhere, that would be a good place to put it. Can't see any climbable rocks yet, though. Still no climbable rocks. Maybe over here? Not sure yet. Got a bunch of Karja over there, though. Wasn't expecting to see them, frankly. Oh, it's the cauldron. Oh, okay. Whereas I need to be up. Come on, Aloy. Show us your mountain goat roots. There we are. Perfect. Well done, Aloy. Skyrim horse would be proud. Where's the flower, though? Okay. So maybe it isn't up here? At the very least, from up here, I should get a good sight of it. No, I'm definitely not seeing it. I'm right on top of it now, apparently. Oh, there we are. I wonder. Can I override you in the water? Possible. Trying to get over here. Swim underneath. I can. Oh no, wait, that was the wrong thing. I want to override the bellow back while swimming. I feel that would be a particularly awesome feat. No, I cannot. That is super duper sad. Alright. Nothing for you to see here. Hello. You are now on Team Awesome. Enjoy. And 3 more, please. Okay, I knew that was going to happen. Alas. And a few more. Did I miss? There we go. It is done.
Fascinating, if they weren't looking for me.
Love you. Now let's go and help Fred Robot. Stunned her a little bit, but not quite what I was aiming for. Also there, not quite what I was aiming for. That's correct. Oh! No thanks. I'll go for your free sack on your back, I have. Again. Getting a bit close for my liking. At that point, no matter what I did, it was going to affect me, so... And again. There we go. Friend Robot should be able to deal with it at this point. Hey Sandman, thank you very much for the subscription. And Fennec Spirit, thank you as well. Sorry I missed that a little bit earlier. There we go. Good old Robot Wars, they will never get old. Alright. The metal flower is over here. A sequel has been announced. It's been confirmed. One of the voice actors has already confirmed that the story is awesome. That's literally all they've said so far. But the sequel is a thing. I have no other knowledge than that, though. Life, believe, is not a dream, so dark as sages say. Oft the little morning rain foretells a pleasant day. Sometimes there are clouds of gloom, but these are transient all. If the shower will make the roses bloom, or why lament its fall? Oh, that's actually quite pretty. Super pretty. Right, so we've got these two. Next up is this. Oh, we've got a long series of campfires over yonder that we need. Up, that is super deep. Not what I wanted. Please, up. There. No, on top. There we are. Perfect. It is AI poetry. Well, I mean, it's real poetry, but they're preserved in flowers, which I think is quite beautiful. Okay.
Boats are full of water.
Okay, so Aloy, 30% mountain goat, 20% salmon, 20% camel / draft horse. What else? Red grass. 15% or so red grass, yeah. Yeah, I agree with these percentages. That seems about right. We do want to grab all of these in a kind of a chain all the way down. So I will hook that back up and head over there overland. We'll see how long it takes me. I know I said I wasn't 100%ing this, and I really am not 100%ing it, but where I can, I like to grab what is visible to me at the very least. It's your lucky day, Bo. I don't think I need any skins. Oh, yo. That does not look like a fall that Aloy would want to take.
Easy, easy.
Where was that campfire? I am currently facing it. Okay. She's at least 5% sass. Yeah, that would make sense. She's certainly shutting silence down, which I approve of enormously. That exasperated tone of the world isn't flat, Aloy. I know this must be, exploding your tiny little Nora mind. And she's like, well, duh, eclipses. And we'll talk of this later. Shut up. That was quite honestly some of the best silence interaction that we've had so far, by far and away. If we go straight here, then I can hit all three coming down. Look, that hurt. My lord. Not good. What was maybe? Robodog was, yeah. Yeah, that hurt more than getting shot by Deathbringer. I know. Kind of crazy. I have to wait for a while. I'm just going to take you out of the equation. Nope. Nice try. Nope. Nope. Still no. When is my ally going to join in? Is it? Another question. Nope. Down for the count. That is the wrong way. Okay, you actually did manage to get hit. Oh! I was not expecting you to be an enemy. Silly, I know, but anyway. That was quite underwhelming, Robot Wars. Honestly, I will do my best to give you a better show next time. There we are. $100-bit cheers for Robot Wars today. Well now I feel totally obliged to give you a better Robot Wars. Worry not, it shall be done. We're roughly in the direction I'm pointing now, so... We could wipe out the bandit camp before moving further on. I'm sort of okay with that. Sorry, turkey. But I'm gonna need some meat now to replace all the potion, all of the health pots I used. Potions, maybe.
So much for being careful.
You say that now instead of when we literally threw ourselves off the cliff? There we go. Alright, we could head up there because there's only one campfire in that direction that we need to grab. Could get you. I mean, we've activated this campfire so I can travel to it. That's realistically all we need. But... no. Let's head in this direction. Grab that vantage point because we may have a quest. If we're super lucky. Actually, I don't know. That's not been in a mechanic that's been in the game so far. But still, it feels like maybe I should leave you there because that town is so close. Maybe they'd have a quest for us to kill them. We have had one quest with the Ossaram, which involved wiping out a bandit camp, but I don't think that was an actual bandit camp. It was just full of bandits, but it was part of that quest rather than there happened to be a camp nearby, so there was a quest to clear the camp. Far away now. Make very quick progress to this. Alphanet, that I realized what you were doing there, Frockham, and I chuckled internally. What was that? What are they fighting? Okay, I'm gonna go help them.
This must be Sandstone Rock. It's being attacked by machines.
Alright.
I don't like our chances. You want to tell Warden Geneva we back down? Well, let's take our chances.
That did not help. But it looks like the Behemoth may be fighting some of the machines at this point.
You're done.
Another two.
I'll do what I have
Yep, there we are. If I can draw it into proximity of the Behemoth, then the other Behemoth should deal with it. That's right, come along. You're a lot closer than I'd hoped you'd be. Nope. Ouch. Okay, yeah, Behemoth. No, leave me alone. Absolutely not interested in whatever shenanigans you've got to pull.
Not even.
Oh, there's something behind me, isn't there? Yep. Whoa. try and take this one out if we can. It should go down to that fire damage, I think. Because it is taking a lot. Easily my favorite tactic in the game is using fire damage. Okay, are you gonna go down?
Gotta find out what caused this.
Oh, okay, so yeah, we are gonna have quests around here, it seems. I wasn't able to
us out
save
of a
too
tough
many.
Spot, Outlander. Welcome to Sunstone Rock.
Thank you very
should
much.
speak to Warden Geneva inside.
Will do. I will
What did
absolutely
this
do that.
fool expect?
Okay, let's have a look around. That was a bit rough. 2 behemoths against the settlement. You are not well equipped for that kind of damage. Probably gonna have to start gathering some Ridgewood, honestly. I haven't checked in a while, but I'm guessing that I'm low on Ridgewood. Actually, no. I haven't changed my armor back yet, but that's a very good point. I really should. Oh no, I'm still on Silent Hunter. Oh! Of course I died, so when I reloaded it went back to the Silent Hunter gear. So I actually did that brute force fight with the Deathbringer whilst in my stealth gear as well. Hello, Robert. The company just left, or I would have been here earlier. How much story have I missed? We went to the Grave Hoard. We found out that, from what we can tell, Elizabeth Sobek got the US military to agree to effectively a cover campaign called Operation Enduring Victory that was largely throwing bodies at the machines to slow them down long enough for Elizabeth to build her super weapon. It looks like they did it, but the losses were predictably enormous. And it was quite saddening to go through getting messages from soldiers and their loved ones as they were trying to make sense of what was going on. It started off very hopeful and got increasingly bleak. But it ultimately ended with a very sobering kind of moment between the general and Elizabeth, where the general kind of lamented his part in it, necessary though it was.
What caused this.
How do we get up there? Looking for something I can climb. Not seeing any climbing points so far. Might be in the village itself, but I'm just going to double check out here first, because you never know. Don't see any climbing spots yet, though. At all. Alright. I think that was enough of a check. We may have to come back this way, and if we do, we do. But there isn't any obvious way up there. I need to play the Goose King. I've seen a lot of people playing that. It looks actually really fun. Operation Human Shield would have been a more accurate description. Yeah, pretty much. But again, it seems that Operation Enduring Victory did achieve its goals, which was to oh, there we are, climbing point. To slow their advance long enough for the super weapon to be built. So whilst yes, it was terrible, weighed up against the possibility of all humans dying, complete extinction event, I guess. Well, the loss is, putting numerical values on this sort of thing is callous. Sometimes you are just simply faced with it's, most of us die, so some of us live, or all of us die. I need to have another sip of my tea. At this point, it is stupid strong.
I wonder what it used to be.
Oh, just the way I like it. Let's have a look. Right, is this the final? I think this is the final vantage point for us, actually. Yes, it is. Oh, there we are. Mountain Valley. Monument Valley, sorry.
Apaka shitstorm tour day 7. I was 3 months out of rehab when we went camping out here. Wyatt went to sleep early. So it was just the two of us when we stayed up and watched the Perseids. After, as we talked about the stars and space tech, I suddenly knew what I wanted to do with my life.
Okay. Let's go and have a read of the final set here. Hi Ma, it was August. Summer school had wrapped and I'd aced my courses, so I was heading back to 10th grade with a good head of steam. As a reward for my studies and my sobriety, you and Wyatt gave me a Fullerton Labs Astro Prodigy and took me camping to watch the Perseids at the peak. Perseids at the peak, sorry. I was amped. Wyatt spent all afternoon struggling with a self-constructing shelter he'd bought for the trip, until finally he gave up and built the damn thing manually. Well, the sleeping pods, anyway. While we made a fire and cooked dinner. It must have taken a lot out of him, because Wyatt was nodding off at dinner and went to bed soon after. As night fell, we sat and watched the meteors streak across the sky like fingernail scratches, marveling at their abundance, laughing our delight. After an hour or so, you asked me to teach you the constellations, so I launched the Astro Prodigy and played Professor, sprouting off about each star group as the drone magnified them. Later, I had it zoom in on the Odyssey, which was still being constructed in orbit back then. It was another year or two before they abandoned it. We could actually see the robots building it, zipping across the hull like little fireflies. So I jabbered about that, which got me started on yammering about the robots that Pharaoh and other corporations, even Metallurgic, had begun sending up to mine helium-3 from Luna and metals from the asteroid belt. The more I spoke about space tech, the more excited I became. But I was getting cold, too. Deserts at night are like that. So I sat back down next to you, and we huddled under the camp blanket for a little while we were quiet. I wanted to say what I was thinking, but it felt ridiculous. But then Wyatt snored explosively from inside the shelter, and we giggled, and our laughter seemed to make an opening for me to just go ahead and say it. That I, your delinquent son, who'd almost flunked out of high school, who'd nearly died of an OD at a Bashkal concert, wanted to be an aerospace engineer and make the sorts of machines we'd been talking about. Robots to gather resources in the solar system, maybe even ones that could travel to other stars and colonize new worlds. You looked at me and smiled. Then that is what you will do. And then you looked up at the night sky and said, very plainly, as though it was a simple fact, you will write the story of our family across the stars. School started the next week, and I never looked back. That was quite the story throughout all of this. Right up to this point. It was, honestly, the fact that we went to places throughout this that kind of, like, for example, we found this one, Devil's Breath. It was the last one of the set. I can only assume that they went through in sequence in the story. I might actually read through them properly and check that out, but it does feel that way. And it's kind of odd that the game gave them to me in a different order, but at the same time, it's kind of nice that it didn't give them to me in order, because what about life is ordered? It's incredibly, inherently chaotic. There's an order to it, but it's not the sort of order that we're able to properly appreciate, I think. Oh, they were going to go to the stars. That would have made survival of mankind way easier. Yeah, I suppose. I want a side quest set on a Mars colony, cut off from Earth, trying to hold itself together without supplies after all these centuries. Well, I mean, the funny thing about that is I wonder how alike that will be. The cost of setting up any kind of colony on another world will be astronomical, to the point that it's not going to be comfortable. The initial pioneers of such an endeavor are going to experience a devastatingly hard task. It will be shatteringly hard. And I wonder how much support they will get from Earth. Maybe enough to keep it going if there really was a problem, but the cost of moving resources would be astronomical. More than likely, they'd be sent out there with the bare minimal to get started, and it's like, well, you know, do or die at this point. I am under no pretense, and again, this is something I've said, because when asked a few times during Mass Effect, would I go? Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't even have to think. The answer is yes, right now. But that is with the knowledge that I will live a much shorter life than if I stayed on Earth. My life will be hard. The first many, many hundred people involved in such a project will die much sooner than otherwise. It will be drastically, horrifically hard for them. But, you know, how many other times are you going to get an opportunity to do something that important? You know, the whole middle children of history sort of thing. Yes, I have done a Surviving Mars playthrough with just robots, and it was actually incredibly cool. What are you up to? Are you just kind of standing around? I mean, fair enough, but alright. Alright, we want this side quest. Sunstone Rock. Talk to the Warden. Where? No, it's inside. Yes, okay. In we go. Can we get in? Hello? I would very much like to help. May I enter Sunstone Rock? Maybe I just need to jump up this. Oh, ha 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 ha.
It was a machine lure. We don't know how they got it.
Razgron concealed the parts on his person, no doubt.
We searched him. How?
You don't want to know how.
Oh, okay. I kind of do, though. Hello.
Warden Geneva. This is the one who defeated the behemoths.
Outlander. I'm impressed. I don't impress easily. Tell me, how do you fare with hunting living prey?
Haven't had any complaints. Why?
3 dangerous prisoners have escaped. I need my men here, getting the others back in line. None of this would have happened if we dealt with criminals the old way. But I've clashed that gong before, and here I am. And here you are.
Alright. The old way capital punishment, I take it? Or the sun ring, no doubt.
What's the old way?
To be buried up to the neck and left for the sun's judgment.
Oh, okay.
Seems to me like the judgment's already been made.
Not one of them committed another crime.
Technicality. Do you know Nil?
Do you know a hunter named Nil? He told me about this place.
Nil? That's what he calls himself now. Is he well?
I maybe wouldn't say well.
He was born under a long and dark shadow, but he wasn't a knife without a thought behind it. Like the butchers of the Sun Ring. He had honor. Old-fashioned. His time here boiled it to the surface.
Okay. Interesting.
So the Karja keep their criminals in this place?
Since the liberation. We've had them all, from thieves to the Mad King Duran's former kestrels. The Sun King believes in the power of change, and sure enough, some did change. Shed their skin, like lizards. I thought all criminals were the same once. That's why the Sun King gave me command of Sunstone Rock. As an education.
Fair enough. Sounds like quite the honor.
Sounds like an honor. I mean, I haven't seen any other women in Karja armor.
No. I'm not one of your sisters. No woman can wear Karja armor. When I was young, I chose to become a soldier. One good enough to join Avad's honor guard. There was talk about what I was. So I'd say, test me, and I'll break your arm. After enough arms had been broken, there was less talk.
I'm curious, but I'd rather we didn't have to start fighting.
Agreed.
Fair enough. Dangerous prisoners?
Who are these dangerous prisoners?
3 from the isolation cages. Don't feel sorry for them. They've lived well off the Sun King's conscience. First is Rosgrund. Oseram trapmaker, hates the Karja, crazy as a loon in heat. Caught in one too many blasts. Or one too few. Then there's Ulia, a Tenakth warrior, if that means anything to you.
Not really. Another tribe?
Reavers, from the south. Bloodthirsty. Some say they're cannibals, but she slurped gruel well enough. And the last is Gavan, a traitor who smuggled weapons to the exiles.
Compared to the other two, this one doesn't seem so bad.
He helped drag out a civil war, all for the shards it got him. A machine has more warmth.
Okay.
So you want these prisoners brought back?
No. I want them put in the earth. I doubt they'll give you any choice. They had their chance with the Sun King's generosity, so now they face mine. A bounty on all their heads. Ulia of the Tenakth, Razgrund of the Oseram, and the traitor Gavan.
If I did this for you, I'd need a lead on them.
Well, when Ulia first swept through the Sundom, it was with the jungle bandits. I say she'll go back. Razgrund we pulled out of a crack in Dusk Mesa, where he'd been tinkering with his bombs. And Gavan will be trying to pay his way across the lake. I'd burn my palm on it. Look in Bright Market.
Okay, well, we came from Bright Market, but sure.
City guard the other day.